Hey everybody, it's Allison Sullivan and I am with Stamp Crazy with Allison. I'm an independent Stamp App demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia, Canada. So just a suburb of Vancouver. So welcome. I'm just going to wait for you guys to join me today. And I'm also going to make sure that I'm actually broadcasting and you can hear me. So just a sec while I go over to make sure that that is happening because sometimes it does not. And it is working, so that's a great sign. Yay! So I just have to wait for you guys to hop on. And oh, hi, Keisha. You're always so great at being here. I really appreciate it because you help me so much by being here. And like the first one, and then you can say, oh, I can't hear you, or yes, I can hear you. So we're all good, I think. Anyway, I hope you're good today. I'm really excited about today's card. I'm going to show a card using the fabulous Flowering Fields suite, which you can see on the front cover of the mini catalog there. Hi, Diane. It is a beautiful day, although, did you get that hail about 2 or 3 hours ago? It was just coming down like, I thought, what is that noise upstairs? What is my dog doing? So I went upstairs. It was not the dog. It was this hail hitting the window. So I don't know if it was the same for you out in Ladner. Hi, Christina. It's beautiful. It's nice now, though. It's kind of sunny now. Anyway, thanks for coming, you guys. So we're going to be using the Flowering Fields suite of products, specifically the Flowering Tulips Bundle. But I'm going to go through it and show you guys what's up. This particular suite, hi, Ellie. This Flowering Fields suite is the Border Buddy suite for May. Gosh, is it April? Yeah, so May. So what that means is that I offer a class with 4 cards using the suite, and it's $22 Canadian, and Canadians can purchase it, and I'll mail you all the things that you need. If you don't live in Canada, you can purchase the PDF. It's $12. And I'm just going to, here we go. If you already have, if you don't have the, I can't even speak. If you don't have the products, you're going to get everything you need. So the paper and everything's going to be cut out for you, and the envelopes and the ribbon and anything that you're going to need is going to be sent by Canada Post, and the postage is included. All you do need is you will need the stamps. Now, if you don't have the stamps, you could substitute probably something else, maybe the daffodils or something. Anyway, that's what's included, so that's fun. And registration is already open for that class, even though I don't mail it to mid-May. I get all the registrations and then I mail it all out to you guys. So it's open now. So check this post of the video and you'll see the link. And then the other thing I wanted to make sure you knew about was it's a new catalog launch, and a lot of you are demonstrators who watch me, so you'd already know, but my customers, you should have gotten your catalogs or will be getting them shortly. They kind of come in staggered waves. But my catalog launch party is on June the 4th. We're going to be, Ange McKay and I do it together, and we're going to be offering the launch kit is going to include products from the Sun Prints suite. So if you have the catalog, you can check out that fabulous suite of products. And then on the Sunday, the 5th, we're going to have a class, add-on class in the morning and an add-on class in the afternoon. And I can't post the pictures of the stamps that we're going to be using, unfortunately. But let me just tell you, they're super cute, and we'll be showing you those on May 3rd when the catalog goes live. So just save the date for now, June 4th, June 5th, okay? I also am still taking registrations for my In Color Club, and it's a great way to get all the in colors over a length of time. So it's hard to buy everything at once. It's expensive. So over 5 months, you'll get a color each month. You'll get the stamp pad, the Stampin' Blends, the ribbon, the designer series paper, the cardstock. I'm probably leaving something out. You'll get a PDF with 2 cards. using those products, and we'll get together and stamp. So that's $70 per month, but that actually is a discount over what the product would cost if you bought it yourself. Okay, so that's all the news that's fit to print. Hi, Mo. It's snowing in Toronto. Oh my gosh. We were just talking about hail, Mo, here. There was hail and now the sun's come out. Let's get started stamping. So I agree. We need more spring, right? So here is the suite we're going to be playing with today. And I hope you like this card. It's kind of a different, I guess it's a fun fold. That's what I would classify it as. So hope you like it. So let's go over what we're going to be using today. So we've got the Flowering Tulips. Let's grab that. So that's what the stamp set looks like in real life. Isn't it gorgeous? And it's a two-step. So you stamp one image and then you stamp another image. And in this case, I'm going to make a tulip with 3 bits. Okay. We've got stems to add and leaves. Fabulous sentiments because they've got that mixed font look, right? So you've got the script and then you've just got the sans serif here. And I love this one. I love this particular sentiment, the circle with the thank you in the middle. Really love that. And then of course we've got the Tulip Dies. Most of these dies create tulips. So when I say create tulips, I mean that you take a tulip, here we go, and it creates, you take 3 dies and it creates a full kind of 3D tulip out of it. Okay. And we've also got ones that cut out, like if I were to stamp this leaf here, it's got the dies that cut out the leaf. Okay, so really fantastic bundle. So that's part of that suite. And then we've also got this ribbon, which is the Evening Evergreen 3/8 inch window pane check ribbon. Hi, that's a lot to say. It's really soft and really nice. There's 10 yards on a bolt here. It's carrying forward to the 2022-2023 annual catalog. So that's kind of fun. That is sticking around. Okay. We've also got, as part of that suite, this is the one that's hard to say, brushed brass butterflies. I mean, you can say it, but brushed brass butterflies is hard to say. It's like she sells seashells by the seashore, right? Anyway, really cute. You get different sizes. They're not heavy, but they are really cute embellishment, and they're self-adhesive, so that makes it even nicer. Also carrying forward to the next catalog. And then I always like the DSP. I always think the DSP is the star of the suites. In this case, it really is. So here we go. We've got tulips. So tulips on one side. Oh, my tulips are upside down. Let me turn this whole stack over. So 12 by 12. 2 of each, double-sided, right? Just like normal. And you can see we've got fabulous tulip patterns and also fabulous muted sides, okay, on the opposite side. And what I love about the tulips is they are actually sized for a card front. So sometimes, you know, you get a really large tulip or a really large image and you think, oh, I don't want to cut that because I'm going to cut off part of it for my card. But these are perfectly sized for cards. And then here's the other side. So you can see even more tulips. Oops. Go. And just really nice geometric shapes. And we'll bring this guy in so we've got everybody. So that's everything. Okay, that's all 12 sides. And I'll just put this guy at the end so that when I flip it over, again, just to make sure you got them all, you can see them all. Aren't they great? Beautiful colors too. So that is the other embellishments. And then I'm not using this set today, but let's look at it. And that is the Tulip Fields, which has got the fabulous windmill. And look at this. Let me just make sure you see this. Look at these windmill shapes that you can cut out with the dies. Isn't that fantastic? And here's a card I received from a friend of mine. Isn't it fabulous? Look at this. She did a step card, but there's that example of the DSP, the pattern not being too big. And we've got the fabulous windmill. Sadly, this die set and bundle here, the stamps and dies, are not carrying forward. Okay, so if you want those, make sure you get them before the end of May when the mini catalog ends. So before June, let's get these dates mixed up. Let's have a check. June 30th. But you know what? If they start selling out before then, they will not be available. So it's kind of like while supplies last also. Alrighty, so let's get started. Hi, Sarah. Who else came on? Hi, Sarah. Hi, Cookie. Welcome, you guys. Let's get started. You got here just in time to make a card. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I've got a piece of basic white. And I've just, let me get my bone folder here. I've just cut it to 8.5 by 5.5, scored it 4 1/4, and we're just going to crease that. Then I've got a piece of this fabulous paper. I love this tulip paper. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. For some reason, I have one tulip that has obviously gotten dug up and moved over, and it's all by itself in the front of my garden, and it's this color here, this pretty red color, but it's just all by itself. I got separated from its other tulip friends. We're going to be gluing this to the front, but I'm also going to be cutting out a hole in it, and I'll show you why, because it's sort of a special fold. I've got a little strip here. It's 1 inch, and the length of it is kind of arbitrary, but I made this one 4 inches. I have some scraps. So I've got Old Olive here, and I've got, I'm going to say Poppy Parade. You know how Poppy Parade, because that is the color that they say goes with the paper. Although real red would be fun too. And then I have a piece cut of basic white to 4 by 5 1/4. It's going to actually go in the front, and that'll make more sense soon. So let's hope I've got everything here. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to glue my DSP to the front of my card, and this is cut 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm showing you these projects using the tulips because I want to get you excited about my class that's coming up. If you live in the United States, make sure that you visit my border buddy Patsy Wagner at Stamps to Die For. She's got fabulous ideas, and she's going to have lots of ideas using the tulips on her blog. Now, I've got the layering circles, and let me just measure. So the inside of this one is about 2 5/8. Okay, so I want to cut that in the middle. Now I cannot cut this on my small Stampin' Cut and Emboss because it won't go through. It's too wide. So at the end of my desk here, I just have my regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and I'm going to go over here and just do that right now. So you can't see me, but you're just going to have to trust that I'm over here doing it. You'll hear me in a minute, I suppose. So, and you'll see the placement. I kind of want it near the in the top section of that card. Okay, I've only made this card once, like this type of card once. So let's just all keep our fingers crossed that that's going to work. Okay, so here we go. So here's the piece that I cut out. So like a little window. I want to keep that though. Okay. Now I also want to cut out some other circles. So let's bring in my mini guy. And I've got my plate number 3 and my 2 clear plates. So I'll put those on my platform here. And I'm going to go with the next size circle. So the one that's slightly smaller. And it is about 2 1/4, a little more than 2 1/4. And I want to cut that out of the Old Olive. So that's just an easy pass through. Cut that out. Okay. And then I also, out of that Poppy Parade that I had, I want to cut the same size circle that I cut out from the front of my card. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. So that's the one that's the larger of the 2. Hi, Sharon. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Thanks for coming. I do like doing my lives at this time of day because I'm not as tired if I wait till 5. But I do like saying live at 5. It sounds like that. When I was growing up, we had like a, you know, news, and it was always Eyewitness News live at 5. That's what always reminds me when I say I'm live at 5. So you can see how that's going to layer there. And I'm going to be using this one for the back, and you'll see why in a sec. Okay, so the first thing I can do is go ahead and stamp this piece. So I want to use that fabulous stamp that I told you I loved, which was the thank you one. And I'm going to emboss it. So I'm going to grab my border buddy. That would be funny if I emboss with my border buddy, Patsy Wagner, embossing buddy. And I'm just going to ink up my stamp in Versamark. And as long as it's centered, it doesn't matter if it's straight because it's a circle. So you just turn it around if it's not straight. And I'm going to grab a piece of scrap. I'm going to grab white emboss powder. You could use black too, actually. That would be quite stunning to use black. But we've got white, so that's what we're going to use. If you don't have an embossing buddies take the oil off of the cardstock. So when we touch things, we have natural oil. Some of us have more oil than others in our fingers and our bodies and our skin, hair, etc. But when you touch cardstock, the oil gets onto the cardstock, and then the embossing powder might stick to that. So if you don't have an embossing buddy, which I see is almost on its last legs, look at that's how much stuff I've got left in it. You can use a Swiffer. That works. You can make your own by putting some cornstarch and some fabric and doing that. So let's heat set this little circle here. I'm just going to hold that so it doesn't fly all over. Just takes a little while for it to heat up. But once it starts, you'll start to see the heat gun melting the embossing powder. And as it does, it raises it and makes it all shiny and just beautiful. Just pops off the cardstock. So you can see that happening. I find that when I first turn on my heat gun, it takes a little while just to get going, and then it sort of takes off. So there we go. And there it is. Okay, so we can set that aside because it's still hot. And so you don't want to really be touching it because you might get burnt and you might kind of pull off that embossing before it cools down. Okay, so where are we at? Well, now I need my inner piece. So this is that layer that we're going to be putting inside. And it is, like I said, 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I'm just going to remind myself what the inside of my card looks like. Oh yeah, there we go. So let me grab some of those stamps that we talked about earlier. So there's the tulips. I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet ink. Now, I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. I'm only using one color of ink. You can use 2. But what you're trying to achieve is a 2-dimensional look to your tulips. So let me show you this one. This is a card I got from my sister Ellie. So you can see that she's got, can you see that there's light and dark? So the trick is which one goes where. And I think I've lined this up. So my first one is the one that I want to be darkest. So I'm going to be stamping that full strength. And then I'm going to come in with this one and I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp it on top because I want it to be lighter on the inside. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Although I think I might have these mixed up. This is why it's best to double. Oh, I know why it's upside down. Oh, you guys, it's too funny. Here we go. Twist. Okay, twist. So there we go. And then this guy goes on top. You know, years ago when I used to do 2-step stamping in a class, there we go. I would actually label my blocks, and I would have like a little symbol that I knew this way up, like a box, right? So you do want to make sure you're right side up. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp that onto our actual card. So we're going to do this one full strength. And then we're going to do this one. We're going to stamp off once And then we're going to come in, and it's hard because I'm sort of not right over top of it, but that's good, like that. So that gives us our kind of two-step tulip. And then for the inside, I do want to use the Memento black, and then we can just stamp that. Just make sure we get some ink on there, just like that. Isn't that great? Love that. And then to finish this off, let's bring in some Pear Pizzazz ink, and we've got our stem. And on this one, there is a flat edge to the top, and that is the stem. Oh, look what I just did. Oh, that's okay though. It's not really. But look, I got ink on it. Oh, well, I've got a little magic eraser that my sister gave me. That might just take that off. In fact, I think it will. So there's our little completed tulip. I will work on that later. I'll get that off. Okay, so there is our inside. You know when you get ink, red. What is it with red and black ink? I get it everywhere. All right, let's bring back in our bits. Hi, Connie from Ohio. Nice to see you. Okay, so far we've cut our circle out the front. We've got our inside. Now I'm going to bring in that little strip I was telling you about. And this is a little bit tricky because I want to make sure that I've got everything where I need it. So the first thing I need to do is I want to glue my sentiment to my red, my Poppy Parade. Okay, so let's just glue that to the center like so. The hardest part now is to make sure you've got, you've got this straight, because I want to put this on the back, which is the tulips. So I want to make sure that they're as straight as I can be. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to actually glue, I'm going to actually glue this to, I got to make sure that I'm doing this right, you guys. I think that's right. If it's not, like I said, this is only the second time I've made this type of card. I don't even know what you call it. Peekaboo cards, maybe? Not sure. Not 100% sure, but it would help if that was straight. Okay. So the idea here is that we want this to show through. Okay. And I'm going to so this is the tricky part, but that's okay. I think the more you make a card, the more you are comfortable with a fancy fold, right? Like when you first make it, you think, oh man. And then the second time you go, oh yeah, what was the trick that I used with that? And then the third, fourth, fifth time, you just start, cranking them out. So there we go. So that's going to fit in the center. We want that to be straight. Okay, now I'm going to just mark off. Let me just make sure I've got this. I'm going to mark this off because I want to be able to fold this. I think you're sort of getting the idea now, right? So this is going to go like this. Does that make sense? And then that's going to open up. But this is actually going to be glued down and covered up. Okay. So now that's the next trick. Ooh. I like my white glue because it does give me a little bit of play time if I get it roughly in the right place. So let's make sure we've got that in the right place. And before I take it down, there we go. I think that looks good. Okay, so now that is glued down. Okay, we have to give it a bit of time to just settle. And then my poor little tulip, that's annoying me because what if I can't get that off, you guys? I'm going to erase my whole card. So here's my eraser. I don't know what you call these. They're like sand erasers, I think they call them. And if you get ink on your project, you can usually work away at it and get the ink off. I'm not sure it's going to do it. But I'll stick something else there. Okay, so normally my stamping is pretty good on my lives, isn't it? Today I'm a little out of sorts. Oh well. It all works out usually. That's what makes creative time fun. Okay, so that's going to be like that. That's going to be like that. So far, so good. And then on the back, I don't want that showing. So I'm going to use that piece that we cut from the front, from the hole in the front, I'm going to put it here, like so. We'll just take a minute for that to dry. And then this gets folded in like that. What do you think? I like it. Now we want to add a few embellishments. So let's add some of these opal rounds. I think that's what they're called, opal rounds. Also carrying forward to the next catalog. Oh, I see that my little putty is kind of, I'm going to have to replace that off my Take a Pick. That lasts so long, I always forget to check it because it just seems to go on forever. I'm just going to put 3 of these on. So a couple up there and one down there. And then I always like when I go and get flowers. I don't know about you guys, but I like when they tie it up with some, twine or some hemp. And I've got our linen thread here. So let me make a bow. Gosh, I've even got ink on my nails, red ink on my nails. I mean, I hardly even use that red ink. Why do I have it all over myself? Goodness. Got our ribbon scissors here. And then we need a little glue dot to finish that off. And let's grab our little bow here. Okay. I can't believe it's snowing in Toronto. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Must be snowing where you are. My daughter didn't tell me it was snowing in downtown Toronto. So I'm not sure if that's the case. My goodness, my crafting skills today are a little off. Do you ever have those kind of days where everything goes right? Like everything. And you have these fabulous, and then one day it's just like nothing works. Stick on there. My goodness. Goodness. Thank goodness none of you are joining me for the first time, I don't think. So you know that I'm better. I'm usually better than this. So that's the card. But let me get the original because it doesn't have ink on it. And then hope I won't get ink on it. Oh, I think I tapped that. Here we go. So here's the card. I have no idea what this card is called. I don't know. We can make up a name. Peekaboo Surprise, maybe? I'm not sure. We can make up a name, right? And then I'll show you another example. I got this card from a friend. This is using the Ladybug. Hello, Ladybug. Which is also carrying forward from the mini to the new catalog. So same idea. Here we go. And that's where I got the idea for this type of card, which I do not know what this is called. And this is yawning. This poor card is yawning because I had it open on display so I could see what I was doing. Okay. Oh, help if we were straight. I think my poor little camera got turned. There we go. Okay, that's not making me sick now. Okay, so that's my card for today. And I think I showed you my tulip cards the other day, but I'll show you the one I didn't show you this right now. This is one I got from my sister, and that's where I was showing you how Ellie did the tulips. But look at that paper, same paper. Isn't that gorgeous? And then this one opens. So it's kind of the same idea. Surprise! And you've got that nice piece underneath that matches up, which is well done. Like she's matched that up perfectly. Hi, Kathy. So there we go. There's 2 ideas. So I hope you pick up that DSP before it goes away, because it will be going away. And it's also a while supplies last, right? So there you go. I think that's it. Let me come back. Here we go. Here I am. I know, Keisha. Keisha's saying it's so fun and brave that you're trying this for only the second time. I think perhaps I should have tried it a few more times. And then maybe it wouldn't have gone a little. But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It's always good, I think. Hi, Cynthia. It's always good to just go for it, because I like it when people are honest about how something goes wrong, or they glue something down before they mean to glue it down because they were supposed to stamp it first. And I just feel like they're so much more human, right? Like they're not perfect, and we don't all have to be perfect. So I appreciate when that happens. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. What other things could I show you? I wanted to show you these. I got these 2 cards. Let me just show you these real quick. Never underestimate the power of getting a card, mailing a card. Don't ever think, oh, who'd want my card? I got this card yesterday. Isn't that the sweetest card? Look at that. And then on the inside, it's got another little I like this where she's made the little, what do you want to call it, stand for the tulip and the thing the vase to sit on. And this was from one of my customers. This was from Cher. And she was just congratulating me on my 20 years with Stampin' Up! And I thought that was so sweet because I never get like cards just cut because, or very rarely. So I love that. Look at her she's made the little doily. I love that. And then today I got this beautiful card, also from my customer, Kathy. And she's used that beautiful pansy paper. Again, look how they've made the pansies small enough that you can see them all on a card front. They're not so huge that you can't see what the pattern is. Anyway, wasn't that sweet? She also sent me a little gift certificate. So that was really sweet. So thank you, Kathy and Cher, for those for my anniversary. Love that. And I think that's about it to share today. Oh, helpful if I put my card back. So, any questions? Shelf. Thanks, Mo. See, I was searching for the word. Searching for the word. So any other questions, you guys? Oh, Cookie, is this the first time? Okay, this is Cookie's first time joining all of us. So somebody vouched for me that I usually don't make so many mistakes. So, but that's okay. That's live. That's being live, right? So I hope you come back, Cookie. Let me tell you when I'm on. I'll be on I'll be on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So I don't know where you are. Don't know to adjust that for your time zone. And then I am on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock. That's my 2 times per week. But when I'm showing new product for a class, and I will be doing that next week for our catalog launch, I will be on Thursday also at 5 o'clock. So but just watch this page and you'll see the times come up, and I'll give you a warning the day before and then a 15-minute warning. So thanks, Diane. Thanks everybody who came today. I really appreciate it. Always appreciate it when you take time out of your day to spend it with me for our half-hour stamping time. I will see you all, or hopefully, even if it's on a rerun or a replay, on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Bye for now, you guys. Happy stamping.